Hello and welcome to another video. This is going to be an update to the Cephalotus follicularis here that I have struggled with towards the end of, in fall. So I didn't struggle with this guy as much as I did with the, what used to be right here. What used to be a 12-inch pot like this used to be right here. But this is the Cephalotus that I got from John here. This had some slight powdery mildew issues early on in the fall, which has been completely resolved due to some pretty extensive treatments. I have taken care of all the powdery mildew that's present on this plant. We do have some new traps coming, new leaves coming out, so it didn't get too mad at me. I mean, it got mad at me, but not that bad. The lids are nice and open, so that I know the root system itself is healthy. Again, no mold, no powdery mildew. Maybe a slight hint of powdery mildew. That could be left from treatment, though. But this is what's left. Is you'll get this little pink coloration of the tissue of the plant itself wherever the powdery mildew managed to get a little foothold. The zoom on, or the focus on this isn't the best, sorry. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. So that pink on the top of their lids there, that's from the powdery mildew, the discoloration. So that I really don't care. Those are the young pictures there, and the powdery mildew did not affect coloration wise of the adult pictures. So this plant is good to go. Now let's go over these. So these are the typicals mixed with the coal mine. I'm just going to call all these typical. I don't know what's coal mine or what's typical now, but if you remember right, I had that big 12-inch terracotta pot here that had the big Agnes plant in the middle, surrounded by my tissue cultured typicals, which these are all the tissue cultured typicals in coal mine that have survived my root mealybug treatment. I use the hot water treatment for root mealybug. I've never done it on Cephalotus. I've done it on succulents and Venus flytraps, but never on a Cephalotus. And they seem to have taken the hot water perfectly fine. I have been inspecting these weekly for any nymphs of the root mealybug. I call them nymphs, I don't know what they are, but if you watch the life cycle of root mealybug under a microscope, they'll go from adult to laying eggs. At least the ones I have lay eggs, and then they hatch into little nymphs, and those little guys, boy, they're quick. So, but so far, I'm doing good here. And I did notice their life cycle is about 30 days. So I'll keep an eye on this, but otherwise, doesn't look like I'm losing too many plants from the hot water. Yeah, so there's those, the typicals with the coal mine. This is a typical from John. And then, of course, I've got my Drosophilum here. I've got my Biblis filifolia here with my nice, beautiful purple flower. So, and then of course I've got my Multifida here that, you know, it always gives me 3 or 4 branches, stems, leaves, 3 or 4 leaves. These are modified leaves, and that's it. By the time it grows another one, it loses the previous, and this is all I get. So yeah, I don't like the shoot performance of this plant, so I'm not so sure about that. But yeah, so that's my update for my Cephalotus follicularis here. Set me off a little bit for my tissue culture, but I will be back on track before you know it. Once I get enough tissue here to work with, we'll push forward. Thanks, guys. Got any questions? Leave them down below. Catch you on the next one.